So this is part 2 of the stream. We're trying after, I don't know why is it. I don't know why it's such a small window now. It's just weird. Stretch it, I guess. Why is it acting this way? Come on. Stupid. Ugh. I have to change some resolution. Hello again. Okay, this is not working out now. Is this better, I wonder? There we go. Okay, so the stream is back up. Let's see if we have less or more lag now. On my side it seems to be lagging, but I don't know. So part 2 of the stream, if you didn't watch the first part, what you missed was basically running a lot and talking about things. What we're going to do now is we're testing out whether or which of these crafting benches and tools that we can and have to build. So prior to doing that, we're here in the tier 1 zone now, since our base is in tier 3 I mean, and there is no copper there to the best of my knowledge, so we're just in a tier 1 here to gather some copper that we need and some tin and various stuff. And I'm finding elemental copper here. We need a bunch of that, but yeah. So we just switched to streaming from the Frankfurt server because the Netherlands server that I was using was terrible. I'm not sure if this is any better, but we'll find out shortly. It's really irritating. It's really demotivating me. Like, I have all the equipment on my side is more than up to par for streaming. I have excellent internet, excellent hardware and software. It's set up as good as I know how. Just for some reason, and internet provider is also very good. For some reason, it just keeps lagging out. I don't know. Okay, let's see. We probably, for some things, need wood. So I'm just gonna grab some wood off of this thing. I really haven't gathered much wood in the past. It's just so we have some, you know, like, because in case we needed to build something, I don't know what, but there is no wood where we normally live. Well, that didn't do anything, did it? Is someone invisible chopping at it too? What's going on here? Ah, there we go. Like an invisible woodcutter here. Still being chopped at. What's up? Alright. We'll get this tree instead. Looks bigger. Yeah, that should give us a good chunk of wood. I'm getting dirt and jute and burled wood logs and plain wood logs and wild bloom and various wood related materials. There we go, one more and that should be it. I'll take one more big one. Look at this gigantic pieces here. That one looks pretty big. That should take it. I'm not even sure if I'm cutting this. I don't think I'm finding the right spot here. Oh, hold on. I think it happened again. Yep. These really big trees, it's like, it's really hard to see if you're hitting them. Like, I'm not getting that damage box, so just guessing and not actually doing anything here. Nah, okay, let's do a smaller one. This one. There we go. If anyone's watching this and they are an experienced Twitcher and they are from Europe, even Scandinavia, and they have any tips, I would be very happy to hear them. I like streaming, I like the live streaming, but there's, you know, like, for people to watch me live streaming with all this lag. Okay, that's enough for the wood. We're going to head up to the portal again. See if we can build some tools or some workbenches. Come on, rubber banding. Stop doing that. Okay. So first we're going to melt down the rest of the copper ingots. So like a... $17 more. I needed 15 total, so that should do it. And now we wait. Guess we could check out our inventory. In the meantime, I have twice as many of these. No, actually they don't disappear. Okay. Never mind. Here's the amount of different resources we have. There's also the amount of different resources there is. Some of them don't have icons yet. There's a lot of different things. Eternal Chrono Core. It's a fabled relic. Yeah, there are many different things there. Okay, so we have that part. Tin ingot, maybe I can make some of those too. Might as well just turn everything into ingots before we leave here. It's not really reacting very well. I should be able to make 7 of those. Okay, iron ingot, I should be able to make 2 of those. And I am able to make 2 of those. Why is this messing around with me so much? Tin ingot, let's try again. 7 of those. Just gonna turn everything into ingots now while we're here. Okay. And lastly, I think we can do tungsten ingot. I can make 5 of those. Or I would have been able to if this thing reacted. Almost 6. I'm just gonna make them now in case I need something more heavy duty to make them later. Just that and silver. Make 1 silver ingot. Oh, why not? Okay. Now then, crafting station. Still would rather make this. How do we make worked marble? Tier 3 refined material. We probably need some kind of refinement. I don't know. How do I make that then? Cutting and carving wood on this thing. And simple 4 cable and moderate heat can be used to make many of the most. Okay, so this is maybe like just, this thing is just maybe to melt things, and this one is to, or I don't know. We'll have to make one and find out. That's all we can do. So let's make a stone forge. It's the only one I can make. And we'll make a copper reinforced saw table. And then I guess we'll head home to... There we go. Can I make one of these? I actually can, yes. Thank God I had some tin. No. Why can I not? I need 5 elemental copper. I have 22. I need 5 tin ingot. I have 7. Need 10 copper ingot. I have 14. And I need, oh, plain wood log. I need 2,000 of those. Okay, more wood then. That's not really a big problem. A couple of more trees and we should reach that. This one, for instance, hopefully it is choppable. I don't know that it is. Too big. I don't understand where the hitbox is for it, so I'll take smaller ones. Oh, a tree just grew. That guy could have been stuck inside of the tree. Lucky for him or her. I wish these trees would fall down as you finish chopping them instead of much later. Come on. Blech. That one. Earth blood. Finding many weird things here. There's a bit of lag here. Yeah, it's lagging quite a bit now. Plain wood log. Is this one of those big ones again that I can't find out where to hit. Looks like I'm hitting it, but there's no health bar on it. I'm not getting anything either, so show these little palm things. There we go. So it's supposed to look. To change them often though when we go for these small ones. That one was empty already. The resource rating is what? My current tool should be more than good enough. Oh, this looks... that did not look like a root. That looks like a... I don't know. Worm of some kind. No. Cannot be gathered. I'm gonna keep talking a bit about the Twitch here because that annoys me. Like, if the upload was the problem, I'm just thinking here, if my upload was the problem causing this, then the finished video on Twitch afterwards should have these lag spikes in it, right? If it was missing content from my side and up. But they never do. Then there's never any problem with the video afterwards when I upload it to YouTube, for example, when it's finished. So yeah, that was just a thought. So it must be something on the way. It must be, I don't know, the EU servers. I'm blaming them. And also, yes, for the trees, I think you're right. You might need like a higher tier tool to hit them. And there is like I've been reading a bit today on the wiki. These things, these different tools. Like there are many factors that comes into play in regards to bonuses on them. Like if you look at one of them, like this axe here, it has a speed and it has a damage factor. This one has size, speed, and damage. So obviously, speed is how many chops per second or minute. Minute probably in this 60, a little bit like 1 per second. Damage is like how much damage it does each chop. So like the more resources you get. Size would be this blue, or in this case red circle. So I'm gonna fully go for trying to find out a way to make like a gigantic size pick, so I can just like freaking tunnel my way through the mountains, man-sized hole. What is this? Okay, give me the other thing then. Aquamarine, I needed some of that. I'm glad you agree about the EU Twitch servers. I think it is that too. Someone's been building a miniature castle. I don't know. We're almost on our way out of here now. Crafting station. Copper reinforced table. Oh, that wasn't much more we had, but it is enough. That was less than I had thought. laptop went to sleep here. Come on, stupid laptop. Oh. I guess it'll wake up at some point. So we have those things now. Are they actually in here? Or yeah, they are. No, not that. Copper reinforced saw. And this one. And that's all I can make here, so we're going to jump to tier 2 spot, see if they have like a crafting station there that is different. If not, we'll jump back to our tier 3 spot, which I can't remember which it is. I hope we can find it again. By the way, I haven't seen chat now for a little moment because my laptop here next to me that contains the chat windows and stream went to sleep. And it takes some time to load this up. And I can again see the chat. So this time, if your stream is frozen, that's not because of you, that is actually the game being frozen at the moment. So we're just waiting for this to work. It has a huge problem when you try to zone sometimes. It literally stops responding entirely, and then it starts loading for some reason. Poof. This is actually kind of relaxing to do after a day of work. I think we'll start doing this and just come home and start the laggy stream and have some tea, which is cold by now. Look at loading bars. Yeah, that's the life. Counting loading bars. Oh, thanks for copy pasting in all that. I have something to read now while loading. That's interesting what you said there about EU servers and streams. I will most definitely take that into account. Maybe I should just do like a Google Hangout or something instead. There is streaming for YouTube too. It's just I haven't really tried it, and whoa. There it is. No, it's gone again. Why is that disappearing? Well, it better stay there so we can get out of this place. Stay. Freaking hell. So, That's more than a little annoying. I'm gonna try to go up from the other side. Oh, I can plainly run here in the bottom. So basically, if you end up in this zone, you're trapped. Can we synchronize now, please, server, so like I can get up there? Are we good? Are you gonna stay this time, platform? Huh. No. Ah. Yeah. Come on. Oh man, this is like playing Super Mario. Gah. I stand under it. Oh. What the F? Oh, that is seriously weird. Come back. Come back. Oh, there we are. So now I'm sort of like within one. That's what I want. Oh. Let me click it. There we go. Okay. So I'm just gonna see if there's anything else that we can craft here that we couldn't before. No, it's the same stuff. I guess we have to craft those other things then in order to progress further. And in order to do that, we need to click on that thing. Which is kind of hard if you can't. Let me click on the thing, dude. Oh, this is terrible. Alright. Ready. And I'm not sure if I need to reload or what it is. But we're gonna do like Back to the Future style here now. Just gonna run and hope it disappears or it comes up just before we get there. Go! Go, jump, jump, go. No, we're inside of it already. Just ridiculous. I need to relog. Maybe. Come on, come on. No. I'll wait here. See if we can make it to the middle while it's like. Well. And. Come on, clicking it. Yes! Alright. Which one do we live on? Is a tier 3 one. It's not Overlook, it's not Scarp, it's not Vent. Shouldn't it say like a 0 on it? No, a 1 on it? Yeah, it is. Shallows. That's where I live. Excellent. Question is, I wonder if I log out and then log back in again, will I end up in my spot? Otherwise we have a rather long walk ahead of us right now before getting there. It'd almost be worth just logging out and logging back in again. See if I log in on my property. But I might not do that too, and then we'll just have a long loading time instead to look forward to. But it is like 12-15 minutes of running to get there, so might be worth a shot. It's the kind of thing I would like to edit out from the stream while uploading to YouTube, but that is the nature of of streams rather than YouTube videos. My plan is basically to stream most of the learning and exploration process here in the beginning, in the very beginning of the game. For those of you who are still listening during the loading screen. Later on, when I become a fantastic expert and pro at this, I will do more. I wouldn't say like, not like, like those Minecraft Redstone people, short informative invention type videos, but more like slightly more than informative let's play videos. Should we try to log out and see where we end up? Yeah, let's do that. Just gonna see where we are. Okay, that logged out of the game entirely. That wasn't exactly my intention. We'll boot right back up. How is log out like there is an exit game button and there's a log out button. Why do they do the same? I'm hoping now to discover that I didn't in fact click the exit game button. Okay, we go back in there. Should load a bit faster this way. Oh, I might have been wrong with the loading times, but oh well. Hopefully it teleports us back to the claim now. And like the claim sizes, to have something to talk about, I'm not so sure about it. I kind of feel I have some thoughts on it, and I have like actually more than a little bit of thoughts on it. I'm not sure how much detail I want to go into here. Let's see what happens here now first. It did not teleport us, so we have to run. And it's that general direction. So we're taking off. Auto run. Shift. Someone is making a pole. That is more than the height of one claim though. Anyway. So my issue with the claim sizes, I think it says it's like 100 meters tall and 70 meters in all other directions. So here's someone that has all those things. Let's have a look at his stuff. I think these are the ones that we need. I would presume that these are those two things. What can he make in here? Marble forge. Okay. So I guess that's like the next logical step. And to do that he needs tungsten and iron. Well, that's plenty of that on this continent. So what can you make here though? Wood. Tin trimmed. Ah. A rough work dish. A small wooden box capable of separating ore from raw material. Aha. And this requires what? tin ingot. Oh, crap, it requires a lot of tin, actually. Tin, copper. Wood. This requires silver, jute, that you get from wood. And wood again. Okay, so these are two of those other crafting stations that it requires, and that I probably... Is there even tin outside of this server? Probably not. Crap. Well, I think what we're going to do is... What I should do is I should run back to the... Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to run. I need all that tin. So let's see. Just so I know how much we need. 15 for that. No, 35. 31 tin ingots. And some elemental tin, 20 of those. For that, and here we need another 10 tin ingots, so 45 and 20. And then we need some jute, 50 jute, wood planks. We can probably make that from whatever. Another wood planks and some copper. Just tin mostly. Alright. Let's just see. What is this? Probably can't. Like, I'm tempted now to go back to our spot and put down those machines, but at the same time that will just make it another age-long run. Oh, this is tungsten. I thought tungsten was green. The thing is, I'm not really so interested in tungsten now. There's a ton of it over in the desert where I live. I need tin. So probably the smart thing to do here is to run back to a tier 1 zone and just harvest tin for my life for forever. Until we have about 50 tin. 50 tin or bars, which means about 5,000 tin. This is nothing I need. I'm just sampling here if I can find tin, because tin is so like grey silverish. Oh, hello everyone. I see there's a bunch of new viewers. Welcome in. It might be laggy if you're from Europe. If you're from the States, it should be fine. Here is aquamarine. Yeah, I don't want to run all the way back to our plot without the tin and then have to run back when we're already so near the portal. So I think we would rather camp out in some tier 1 area and just farm today, really. It's a kind of boring stream, I realize, but that's what streams are for, rather than direct to YouTube short videos. And we learn the game. And I guess if you have absolutely nothing else to do, you can watch this. So let's go to a different tier 1 this time. Go away, Avast antivirus. It looks like that third server is on its way up though, like Basin. Let's go to Basin. No, actually, let's go to Atoll. And get some tin. Maybe there's more tin in the tier 2 areas, who knows. At least now, like, it feels like there's a purpose to actually harvesting all this stuff constantly. Loading screens, though, we're getting to be well acquainted with those. I'm probably not going to be starting the... probably not going to be building a whole ton before that new server is up, so we can get a, you know, less a less boring spot to build on. You know, that ugly area we have right out on the border of the desert there, at the edge of the world. It's not really somewhere I want to be investing a whole lot of time in. Though I do like the desert though, so we might build in the desert, just not exactly on the border there. I don't really like that jungly areas. Too much stuff, can't see what I'm building. Ah, okay. Here is someone that has... There's like a desert in the center of the map. Only in the center, there's some... Alright. See what this guy has. Are these the same things? He has 2 of those. He's really producing stuff. That's fine. Let's see if we find a spot with some resources. That looked almost like resources. I could be wrong. I am probably wrong. Yes, I am fairly wrong, and I'm using the wrong pick. Okay, screw that place. I could of course just dig a tunnel, but oh, that looks interesting. What is this? Is that aquamarine again? Yep. It's not really something I need. Why am I not digging it away though? Like, what's going on here? Oh, there we go. There, all of a sudden. A bit laggy. Okay. Seems to be some copper up here, and I think tin is usually together with copper, so let's see if we can make our way up here. Yep, we could. Excellent. We get some more essence of earth. Looks like lava. Luckily I have a pretty high tier pick, so I'm mining it faster and probably with greater success, I guess. Maybe. There's a potion that you start out with. It gives you a higher success rate or a higher percentage of mining or something. Or gathering. But I read that some people have been using it and it stopped working when they log out, which is kind of a waste, so I'm not going to use it yet. It's supposed to work for 2 weeks. So I'm gonna wait till they fix it before I drink mine. Or possibly save it for beta. Who knows? Sell it for real money. $100 for the bottle of crafting success. Or I mean, mining success. Up for sales on eBay. Or personal delivery. That's the other thing about this game, that's something they've doing here, that you can make craft all these things. Not craft, I mean build things. You make your coolest creations and you can make templates of those creations and sell the template. And you earn in-game money or something, I can't remember, or real money actually. I think you can actually make. And so does SOE. That's an interesting business model. It's kind of like, you know who's done that before? I'm not sure if they actually, how exactly it worked, but what's it called? The Perfect World? No. What's that game called? That game where basically you can import and mess around with 3D models and everyone. It's the game. It's sort of like a game for very creative people, but it ends up being like a real estate / porn game. That's just all there is in it, really, because everyone can do whatever they want. So everyone just makes weird porn things and buys expensive properties that then try to keep them from everyone else. I can't remember the name of that game, but yes, finally some tin is what we need. Why does every resource I need take me down into a hole that I can't get out of afterwards? Is that tin still down there, or is it something else? It looks like it's just stone now. Let's see. Yep, that's just stone. What about here? That could be tin. Nope, still just stone. And copper. Oh, it's gonna take a while to find all the tin that we need. This is. I want like a bigger mining circle, like a huge one. Is there any tin down here? Hello. Oh. Well, hello. That was a surprise. So now we're on the same server. Excellent. Did you work your way here, or? For those not noticing, he is also on the Twitch stream. Did you find out exactly where I was and go here, or was that just coincidence? That was funny. Oh, it's a dangerous place here. I'm not sure if you can actually take damage at all. Oh. Sony Online Entertainment has actually, by the way, also, since we're... Ooh, look at that. Yeah. I don't think you can take damage here. This looks like tin. Sony Online Entertainment has also announced, actually, or not announced, Smedley, the boss, has been spreading some rumors that they're also making another game, which is supposed to be the spiritual successor to Star Wars Galaxies, my favorite game of all time. gonna be interesting. Like, you can get me going on talking about like there's a lot of people that like you start them talking on EverQuest, like EverQuest 1 and Dark Age of Camelot and those kind of games. Ultima Online. All of those games I never really played. I did play games in the same time period. I just, for some reason, I never got into those at the time. They were like not my environment. Didn't have the internet for it. No one played those kind of games where I came from. But yeah, so like for people who played those games in the very beginning, you'll get them started on telling stories from that time, and they will just not stop. They're going to talk about that for a long time with pride in their voice, you know. And for me, that game was Star Wars Galaxies. That's where I kind of had my best experiences. Role-playing game. The most fantastic sandbox of all time, in my opinion. That was so ahead of its time. It had a lot. Not to say I wasn't pissed as hell at the developers on multiple occasions, because they also had the arrogance that developers had towards their audience in early MMOs. Basically ignore what everyone said and even like make a lot of jokes and rather rude remarks at the expense of the mere players and not the almost godly developers. But still, that game. I've never seen this resource before, have I? Star Wars Galaxy, I can't wait. If they make something that resembles Star Wars Galaxies at its core, which, to be honest, with this type of technology would be fantastic. This voxel technology. What I liked the best there was the player interdependency kind of thing. The fact that you could go solo, but there's many things you could not at all do solo. Yeah, and now I'm starting to. Oh, you played SVG as well? Excellent. That's something that's been lost from. I could do a whole video on this subject, but something that's been lost from MMOs for many years now is like, and I also read an article about this, so that's why it's a little bit inspired, but basically player interdependency. The fact that you need groups, that you need to befriend and socialize with other players in order to get ahead. When you don't have to do that at any aspect of the game, when you can basically solo an entire MMO, first of all, just from a point of view, what's the point of it being an MMO then? But I can sort of see the point for some people that wants to solo a lot. But when you take that away, like the whole need for it changes the atmosphere in the game itself and like in the genre itself. Basically everyone becomes needy little bitches, to be honest. What I loved so much about, like, basically people just show up waiting to be entertained. That's the point. Like, nothing happens. This is all the old theme park versus sandbox argument, but it's also solo versus group dependency argument. You can very well have a sandbox that requires groups, but it doesn't really anymore. Even World of Warcraft was like that once, before all the automatic things. PvP in World of Warcraft to begin with was just basically... PvP in World of Warcraft was the best, actually. Some of the best PvP I've had before the arenas, before the battlegrounds. Just meeting up in some places, like, because that's apparently where it was going down that day, and you know. But with Star Wars Galaxies, like the coolest class kind of that I specialized in there for a while was this kind of range. I think it was like a ranger, and the reason he was cool was because he could set up these camps in the wilderness, and like you can train them up to be this pretty gigantic camps with tents and research stations and like sciencey things, and like basically a lot of resources that other classes required. So it was exceptionally useful to have one of those guys with you when you were out on a hunting party. Like, people would see that camp, come and join the hunting party, because you were far the fuck away from everything, so you needed sort of like a temporary base. You needed those people to be with those guys, because terrain was dangerous. You needed the protection of your group. It would take you half a day to run back to the Stargate, you know, so you needed to form relationships. And those hunting parties, just for farming, but because of all the factors like that, like the camp for example, made it so incredibly much more fun. Another thing, like some of those beasts have like those kind of like poison or whatever that would remove your stats, not permanently, but until you saw a doctor. And in that camp there was like medical stations, and if there was also a doctor there, then that doctor could use those things to remove your disease, which made you able to have more than a maximum of 10% of your health again. That kind of interdependency. So some people would just sit in those, like you would have like a ranger guy just walk to the freaking end of some planet and set up his camp there, hoping someone would come by, because he would get like ranger XP when someone used his camp. Doctor would come by, sit there in his camp, because he would get healing XP when someone came by and needed healing. And people would like work in that area for days. Someone would be lurking in that area, some hunter would be around, like some tamer guy would be in that area to try to find some rare beast to tame so he could sell it in the market, or genetically modify it, or something like that. So he would hang around in that camp, and you would have like a community forming out there. You would maybe get like some dancers coming out there to entertain people, because they would get, when people are watching dancer, they would like having some stat increases, and those dancers would get their stats boosted. Yeah, you see what happens when I start talking about this? It's just a fantastic system. You don't see that anymore. Yeah. Let's see the comments here. So you're saying the excitement about MMOs used to be all about the ability to interact and socialize with people. Nowadays it's just power play your way through this game, and oh yeah, there's some other people there. Nowadays you can just solo now. Yes, I agree. You can just solo the MMOs. That takes away the whole fun. Who tells stories about, hey, guys, you know, like, remember that time where I soloed my way through from level 1 to 15 in 2 days in generic MMO number 15 I played this year? Who tells a story about that? No one. Nothing interesting happens. The more the developers tries to tell you the story, the less interesting that story is. When the story happens because of other people, it happens because of interactions that no one could have predicted, that's when it becomes a noteworthy story. That's the ones you're going to remember for a long time. That's the one where you're going to like... one of the few games I still know people from today, even though I'm really bad at keeping in touch with people, but I still have a couple of people on Facebook and on, you know, like that I found later that I met in Star Wars Galaxies, and that's a long time ago. And from the beginning of World of Warcraft, the very beginning of World of Warcraft, in the early days. And actually a few other games too, now that I think about it. But I do not have people that I know from like countless other MMOs I play. I play pretty much every big MMOs and most small MMOs since those days. And I can't say them. I met people. I didn't meet people for longer than, like, you would do like a run in a dungeon maybe with them. That's it. At most. And you didn't even have to do that dungeon. You're just so freaking bored of soloing, so you did it anyway. Yeah. There was something else I thought of, but now I forgot. How about those kind of games? Oh well. I'll get ranting on that again some other time. How much do we have of this stuff now? That's copper. It's not interesting. Tin ore. 800. And it's like 100 per, so we'll get 8. Really? We'll get 8 and we need like 50. Oh dear. I think this is not the optimal spot for that. I have no idea where I am even. I know it's going to be a lengthy project. I just want this since it's blue and glowing. Huh. Oh, way to create a time sink. This is probably not the best place I'm running in right now. There was, well, they're up in the moment. There's a lot of copper here. I'm not sure if there's more tin in other zones, like that is not just hiding underneath the copper or what. But I want that other equipment. I might have to do that outside of the stream though. I think it will be boring for a stream to just watch me mine for tin for hours on end, again and again. So probably I will play a bit without streaming now, and we can get to that later on. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think the stream is long enough for... Might be boring to people. So I'll see if I can gather up those resources in between now and the next stream. And we'll spend that next stream, hopefully, building some things. Or at least crafting those last machineries and see what we can make from there. For those of you who stuck around, which wasn't many, specifically Raw Monster. Is that like a Lady Gaga reference? Is that a Rao thing? I don't know. Thanks very much for watching. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, thank you as well. Don't remember what I said in the beginning of the first video, or the first stream, part 1 here. Do join up with the social media and watch the beginning of the part 1 of this stream to see why. Alright, I don't want to go through that all again. I'll see you guys for more videos and more streams and more funny tweets and Facebook things and whatever later on. See ya. Bye. Take care.